Check this out, everybody. Out for a day hike here on the Appalachian Trail in the state of Maryland. That was the High Rock Overlook at mile 1063.3 northbound. Beautiful location if you can get past all of the graffiti there. Time for another update as I look forward to attempting to hike the AT in 2020. Let's get started. I'd like to say welcome to my new subscribers, as well as everyone who has been with me since day one. What I've been doing with these updates, I'm trying to give everyone a quick overview or look inside my mind as I plan this incredible journey. From gear to planning, everything that's going on as I look forward to stepping off of Springer Mountain in February. What I want to do with this particular update is I'm going to first answer a few questions, and then all of us are going to get into some trail therapy. Share some trail time with everybody as I head out to the Raven Rock Shelter. Questions from subscribers and even family and friends. First and foremost, the most common question that I've been asked is, are you going to do this by yourself? I don't have a hiking buddy at the time, but I feel confident. I look forward to meeting some great people when I step off Springer Mountain. There's already about a dozen Thru hikers registered for that day to head northbound, so I know I will be in good company. Of course, I have you guys, my subscribers. So grateful to have you along. In my opinion, no, I'm not going to be hiking by myself. I'm going to have the hiking community as well as you great people along for the trek. Second question came from one of my fellow classmates, Camper. He asked the question, will I be taking bear spray along for the trip? There's a multitude of uses for bear spray. Could be pepper spray, or I should say bear spray, to keep bears away. First and foremost, we're here on the East Coast, so I really have no fear of black bears. And I honestly feel the bear spray is a waste of weight and money. Once you're on the trail, if you see a bear, give them their space. You're in their backyard and they're going to move on. Be real careful. I do want to caution you, if you're looking to take some pictures, make sure that it's not mama bear and she's got a couple cubs close by, because you're going to end up in a world of hurt if you get too close. So as far as pepper spray, no pepper spray. Give them their space. They're more afraid of you than you are of them. And of course, be responsible with your food storage. Hang your food, use a bear canister, and be responsible once you're settled in for camp at night. Second use for pepper spray will be for personal security. I don't feel that's necessary for myself. Pepper spray I do recommend for female hikers, although I'm sure there are quite a few strong women out there and MMA fighters who can take care of themselves with their hands. But if you're considering pepper spray, I do have a recommendation. I would use the brand OC17. You can find that on Amazon.com. And sadly, I'm going to stop for just a moment because I need to catch my breath. I see a lot of folks use pepper spray, and it's connected to a carabiner or a hook. If you need to deploy that rapidly, you can't. You're trapped. And if you turn it around and try to use it rapidly, you're just going to spray yourself in the face. What I recommend is purchasing pepper spray that can be in the form of a holster, Velcro top, or even a snap, something you can rapidly deploy it and use it, keep it away from your face. And there's lots of great videos on how to use that. So if you're going to use pepper spray, the brand I highly recommend, I have several friends who are in law enforcement. They carry OC17. I'll put a picture of that up on the screen real quick. Camper, thanks for the question about pepper spray. So before I share the latest and greatest in this never-ending evolution of gear choices and decisions, let's turn the camera around and let's all enjoy some trail therapy together. May as well take some time while I'm sharing some trail time with you guys and talk about some gear updates. I'm out today working on breaking in my Salomon X Ultras. I picked these up as my first pair of footwear starting in February. They are mid-length. So I do have some concerns with ending up in snow, a few inches of snow and stuff like that. And these are insulated a bit. And I just think that these are, or I should say I'm hoping that these are a better choice for me versus my typical Ultras that I wear. One thing I've noticed compared to the Ultras, if you've been wearing those, although these are a wide, the foot box is a little bit narrower, and I have a pretty wide foot. Along with a pair of Darn Toughs, I have my Fox River liner socks inside. Just want to see how these are going to work out for me. They don't necessarily feel tight, but you're really not going to realize that until you get some serious miles on it. Today's trek out and back is just under 4 miles, and I don't think I'm really going to determine that in this amount of distance. So just taking some time to break in some footwear before I hit the trail. I have changed to a new tent, that being the Z-Packs duplex tent. I had a chance to have that out for my first night. Last week we had the polar vortex move through. It was great to see some of my classmates out testing their gear, and I regret not shooting any footage for that night. I just don't find anything interesting, personally speaking, you know, myself. I realize some people only have their yard to test in, and they may not be near any trails. So, but personally speaking, I just kind of found it uneventful, so I didn't video that. But we had the polar vortex, and I live in south central Pennsylvania, so the real field temperature dipped down to 14 degrees that night, and I was real happy with the performance of the tent. Of course, I woke up. We did have some light precipitation that evening. I did wake up with some frozen ice crystals, condensation on the inside, but that was certainly expected. As far as the gear that I had out that evening, I had my first official test of my enlightened equipment, Revelation 20 degree bag. I also had a Sea to Summit reactor liner, as well as some warm base layer clothing, and I had my puffy on. I did not have any rain pants or outer pants or anything like that. I simply had my puffy on, and I was nice and toasty. I was real happy with the performance of my gear so far. So great to see everybody out testing their gear during extreme cold weather. That's the only way you're going to find out if it's going to work for you or not. Another item that I had picked up, finally settled on a rain jacket after much debate. I did pick up some Frog Togs, looking for something that would be a little bit more durable early on. Really going to be counting on my gear being out in February. So I did settle on the Outdoor Research Helium 2, and if FedEx ever gets it to my house, I'll be able to get that tested out before I leave. I'll be sharing all of that gear in one of my upcoming gear explosion videos. Here we are in the area of Raven Rock Shelter. The spring is to my left, about 0.3, and the shelter is off the blue here to the right, 0.1. I'm gonna go ahead and head in here real quick. I have some other hikers coming up behind me, and I don't want to impose on their hiking experience. So hopefully we'll get out here and we'll find this shelter empty, and I can give you a quick look around. All right, looks like we're in luck, everybody. Here at Raven Rock Shelters, give you guys a quick tour. These are the bear cables located here for your food hangs. This is a super cool shelter area. Again, this is the last shelter that you're gonna have the opportunity to stay at before you cross over into Pennsylvania. Last Maryland shelter. Pretty cool firing area here, plenty of seating. And this is the actual shelter itself. It does have an upper level. Room there for cleaning up. This is super cool in here. Shelter's maintained by the Potomac Appalachian Trail Club. They do fantastic work, and I'm proud to be a member. Take you down here to the privy real quick. Now this is one of the open air privies You'll appreciate this. You might think you may not have much privacy, but compared to a closed-in privy, you'll appreciate having that airflow. A lot of the privies are converting over to these wood chips. So you basically do your business, take a handful of wood chips, toss it in on top, and it helps keep it a little bit more fragrant for the next person. You'll appreciate that. Now down here outside the privy, you'll notice that there is a box here. This is not a bare box. You will see sometimes steel construction boxes. You will notice that this is locked. What this is actually here for is the PATC will stage tools, trail tools in this area. So when they come out for work parties, they'll store things in that area so they can do trail maintenance. It's kind of tough to see in this area. There's plenty of tenting platforms. There's one right there. It's kind of tough with the leaves being down. There's one out there. There's actually several in this area. Another fire ring. Plenty of room for hammocking. Another tent site there. And it actually, the property kind of goes on. There's even some areas down in that direction and behind the shelter. Hope you guys enjoyed the shelter tour. I've had to shed a layer. The furnace is running, even in 40-degree weather. Another piece of equipment that I did not mention was I picked up a pair of compression socks under the recommendation from Early Riser. He used them quite a bit in his Thru hike, and he used them with great success. My question to you, does any of you have experience with compression socks, whether it be compression socks or the partial sleeves over your calves, over your knees? Share your experiences. At what point in the day you would wear them. Would you wear them during hiking, simply recovery at night when you came off the trail? Any tips you can give me, you'd share that in the comments below. I'd greatly appreciate that. I know. I look like a pumpkin walking through the woods right now. Halloween's over, but it's also hunting season, and no one's gonna use me for target practice today. Again, I wanna welcome all my new subscribers. Those of you who have clicked that subscribe button recently, so happy to have you along for my journey to Katahdin. If you haven't done so already, everyone check out my Pay It Back, Pay It Forward video. It's self-explanatory. Go check that out. Have yourself an opportunity for me to do something nice for one of my subscribers and to pay it forward for one of your favorite nonprofit charities. Coming up, I do have finally some gear videos. Kind of had a tough time getting through everything, but everything's getting shook down, tested. So everything that's earned a spot in my pack. I'll be sharing my big 3 coming up real soon, my cook system real soon. And I'll get into some cold weather gear and share what's going to keep me warm at night. So I appreciate everybody coming along today for the journey. Thank you so much for watching Wild on the Trail. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great Thanksgiving with family and friends. And please, don't forget to check in on your friends or your co-workers who may not have anyone, or even one of your neighbors. Invite them over for Thanksgiving, or make them a plate and share a little love during Thanksgiving.